Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here, and this is just a comparison review comparing Siege Omega Supreme with other Omega Supremes and with other figures to see if this figure is right for you. I did this with Siege Jetfire to see if he could belong in your Masterpiece line, and I'm going to do the same here with Omega Supreme, see if he fits better with your Generations or Chug, or if he fits better with your Masterpiece, or however you want to do it. So I'm just going to do a lot of comparisons and get right to it. Here is Omega Supreme Siege with DX9's Gabriel and the original G1 Omega. These are just their rocket forms here, and you can see that Siege Omega Supreme is really big. Yeah, I mean, he is just the Titan class Siege, where he dwarfs DX9's Gabriel's rocket mode and totally dwarfs little old G1 Omega, who is starting to feel a little inadequate at this moment. Now, the best thing about DX9's Gabriel is that he actually has a rocket ramp. As you can see, it is deployed right there. Now, we'll show you off in a minute that Siege Omega Supreme, of course, you've probably seen it on the internet, and I think there's been some reviews already. He doesn't have a ramp, but he does have a place to store, you know, Titan Masters, Micromaster type figures inside the rocket. Now, poor old G1 does not have any such feature. Alright, now we'll go ahead and show off here. You can see I got these figures, they're all lined up right here. Sorry, my lamp is right there in the way. We'll just move that light. And you can see there's DX9's Gabriel with his rocket ramp, Siege Omega all the way to the top, and little old G1. And here is Siege Voyager class Optimus Prime, and we're going to put him right there just so you can get some kind of scaling. That's him with DX9's Gabriel, him with Siege, yeah, and for G1 it's really pointless. Now, the thing that Siege has is up here. If you pull this piece down, and then this piece here will open up, there is Smashdown inside of Siege Omega Supreme. So it's way at the top to get to that piece. But it is there, and that's a nice little function for your Micromasters or Titan Mass figures. And now we'll look at Siege Omega Supreme and compare him with other Omega Supremes and your other Generations Chug and Masterpiece toys. And here are my three Omega Supremes in robot mode. We have the G1. This is the reissue or Encore series from Takara Tomy. So I never had G1 Omega Supreme as a kid. So when I got money as an adult, it's like, I'm buying this. So I got that one. So he's the G1 Encore from Takara. We got the Siege, and we got DX9's Gabriel. Now, you can see that DX9's Gabriel is a lot bigger. And no, I do not have Fans Toys, Terminus Giganticus, whatever his name is, but he would be about the same size. I think he's probably a little bit taller than DX9, so just take DX9 and just kind of, that's about what he would be. Now, you can see that they are bigger. They are probably a full 24 inches tall. Now, this Omega Supreme from head to toe is actually only 20 inches tall. Now, go top of his wings, you get about 22 inches tall. So he's not a full 24, not a full 22 to the head. He's a 20-inch tall robot, which to me is a good size for Omega Supreme if you're going to put him into your Generations or Chug line. Now, you can see the Siege Omega Supreme pulls a little bit from the actual toy. I think the shoulders and the arms are more reminiscent of the G1 toy than they are of the cartoon. Whereas DX9's Gabriel, if you want a cartoon, esque Omega Supreme, Fans Toys or DX9's Gabriel will be the one to go with. They are more toon look to them. I think even DX9's is even more plain to look like the cartoon, whereas Fans Toys, I think, is a slightly more detailed robot. Now they have the more plain, the more colors, the more G1 cartoon head on DX9's Gabriel versus this head here on Siege Omega. And yes, he has orange eyes with light piping. Light piping is on the top of the head, and that's the face they added onto the Encore. Like I said, if you want a toon robot or Omega, DX9 or Fans Toys is probably more your choice, whereas Siege Omega Seems like he's taking the cartoon, he's taking G1 toy, and he's amping it up to fit the Siege line. Now, I do like the Siege Omega Supreme a whole lot. I like that fact that I don't have to throw my back out picking up the toy, whereas this guy's like 10 pounds, which is nice. This guy here is not. He's probably like 5 pounds or so. He's heavy, but he's not. I'm getting a workout heavy. Now, the ratchets on this guy are also really nice. They're I don't know, they're good. They're better than I'd say on like Metroplex or Fort Max. The only problem I had with mine when I got it out of the box is this rotation in the bicep up here was really tight and stiff. I had to turn it really hard on this arm here, the claw arm, and it sounded like I broke the toy. But this seems to be okay. Now you check out, now articulation wise, you're gonna get a lot on both these guys. He has what you want in articulation. Like I said, this is a comparison review, but I'm going to do a slight review of this toy if I like it or not. I haven't done the whole transformation to the entire rocket base. Overall, he has good ratchets, decent articulation from what I've played around with, and I do like the look of the toy. And I'm not too big on this big gap here, but that's probably for just when you're going to pose him. It gives him a little bit more room to get more dynamic posing. Now we'll also compare them here with Voyager Optimus Prime. I'll just put here in front. This is from the Siege line, so you can see about how tall he would be. And if you want to see if he fits in with your Masterpiece figures, this is TE01 Optimus Prime, or whatever they called him, from Transform Element. Now he could, I guess, technically fit into your Masterpiece line. He's not as big, but it's a decent scale. But in the Chug line, I think he fits really well. G1, go away. Go away. More comparison with other figures if you want to see him with Jetfire. Is Siege's Jetfire or Skyfire? He comes up a little past his waist. Now we'll go grab Fan Toys Phoenix and see how he looks. And pop this bad boy here. Now you can see the height is very similar. Where he scales to him here is pretty much where he scales to him there. So, no, they're in scale with their lines. Yeah, it's nice. But, you know, if you have this guy, you want to put him here, I mean, that could work for you. He comes up right to the Autobot logo right there. Just, however you like your figures to scale. Now, this right here, if that's your scale. Or if this is more your cup of tea. Alright, this is what really matters. This is Omega Supreme with Devastator. And this is his arch nemesis. This was his friend that betrayed him in the G1 cartoon. And you see how they scale together. You can see the Omega Supreme towers over Devastator. Get this a little bit better here. Let's change the camera view so we get an even better look. There we go. Now there's a couple of inches difference there, at least 2 inches plus. But in the cartoon, Omega Supreme did tower over Devastator. Devastator was big, but he wasn't as big as Omega Supreme. And I think that scale there does work well. And there is Superion, who Omega Supreme helped in Key to Vector Sigma Part 2, when Minosaur was attacking Superion and winning. And this Superion is a third-party one. Zhuzhang Jet Commander. But yeah, he's pretty much Titan class scale here. So yeah. But yeah, I really do like this Omega Supreme. He scales better with this Devastator that I have. I could never afford any of those other third-party Devastators that were just, ungodly priced. But I'm sure they would scale better with Fans Toys and DX9's Gabriel. But as a Chug and Generations line, I think this scale here works very well. This Devastator and Omega Supreme can have awesome battles with each other, and hell, Superion can come too. Now, we'll also compare him with one more Titan class figure, and that would be Titan class Metroplex. And there he is with Metroplex, who is off camera. You can see how they scale together. Metroplex definitely towers over. Metroplex should be bigger, but you're never going to get a true scale Citybot or Unicron to ever scale with your regular Generations line of Deluxe and Voyager class figures, as they would just have to be way, way too big. Now that Metroplex Fort Max will scale well with your Legends class toys. Now, does Siege Omega Supreme fit in with your Masterpiece collection? That depends on what you collect. If you use the Titan class combiners to fit in your Masterpiece collection, then yes, this Omega Supreme can fit. If you have no combiners, this Omega Supreme can fit. But if you're using combiners such as Zeta Chronos, he'd be just too big next to this Omega Supreme. So in conclusion, this guy is perfect, in my opinion, to fit with either Masterpiece or your Generations chug scale. Now, he fits fine with your Siege line. He's overly big compared to your Optimus Prime there. So you're like, he is huge. He fits fine with the Siege Jetfire. Now, when you put him with Fans Toys Phoenix, Phoenix is a bit big. Comes up to his Autobot logo, which I think would be a little bit too big for a Jetfire to compare with an Omega Supreme. Another thing with that is that your Optimus Prime would scale MP10, TE, Magic Square, MP44. Now, they'd be a little bit bigger to him, which in some parts, if you go by the cartoon scale, it means nothing because they're all over the place. Sometimes Omega's smaller, sometimes he's huge, whatever. But it would scale, it'd be fine if you want this in your Masterpiece collection. In my opinion, he would scale fine with that as well. I just think he fits better with your Generations line, but as for you to decide. I want to say thanks for watching this comparison video. I'll actually have a full-on review video showing transformation and all that jazz coming up within the next day or two. Depends on when I get time to mess with this guy. He is huge. But since I had a quick time now to do a quicker video, I thought I could throw out a comparison video to see if he could fit with your Masterpiece scale figures or not. And when I say thanks for watching, if you like this video anyway, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video. Thanks for watching. Until the next one. Peace out.